January 1st, 2025. Nearly all of Puerto Rico is without power on New Year's Eve. U.S. Steel jumps most in a year on Nippon Steel offer to Biden. Man in critical condition after being shoved onto NYC subway tracks and struck by train. Bannon ramps up MAGA civil war with graphic threat to Musk. D.C. scrambles to remove city ads calling Trump supporters trash. Blob-headed fish, meat-eating squirrels, and other fascinating science stories from 2024. Biden's impressive one-term presidency may tarnish in the history books. 2024 was a historic year in global elections, and a bad one for those in power. 9/11 mastermind and friends get plea deals restored after Pentagon loses appeal. Jack Smith transfers Mar-a-Lago documents case to Florida prosecutors. FBI seizes 150 pipe bombs in largest bust in history. North Carolina governor commutes 15 death row sentences on last day in office. Clip resurfaces of squad members clapping along as Al Jazeera journalist downplays Hamas. Welcome Gen Beta, a new generation of humanity starts in 2025. SEC writes off $10 billion in fines it can't collect. Biden brings DI to death row. Years of inaction on crisis at Secret Service set stage for Trump shooting in Butler. January 2nd, 2025. 15 dead in New Orleans truck attack. Suspect, inspired by ISIS, was military veteran. Biden is giving the second highest civilian award to the leaders of the January 6th congressional panel. Most Puerto Ricans have power restored after massive New Year's Eve blackout. Hundreds march for Intifada in NYC. Hours after attacks in New Orleans and Las Vegas. We will honor our martyrs. Fireworks, gas tanks, and camping fuel used in Tesla Cybertruck explosion outside Las Vegas Trump Hotel. Trump uses attack by American to stir up anti-immigrant hate. Never know what they aren't telling us. John Kennedy taking FBI info on New Orleans massacre with grain of salt. Mass shooting rocks New York City nightclub. Death toll rises to at least 15 in New Orleans attack. FBI investigation suspect as terrorist. New Orleans faces Super Bowl and Mardi Gras safety concerns after attack. 2 people are dead and 20 hospitalized after this New Year's fireworks display blew up a Honolulu street. Firework mortars and gas canisters inside Tesla that exploded by Trump's Las Vegas hotel. 3 politically motivated senior DOJ officials leaked non-public investigation details prior to election. China beats Starlink to high-res space-ground laser transmission at 6G standard. Jocelyn Wildenstein, socialite known for extreme cat-like plastic surgery, dies at 84. Tesla explosion at Trump Hotel. Connections to New Orleans terrorist attack. The FBI's final humiliation came on New Year's Day. January 3rd, 2025. South Korean authorities halt bid to arrest Yoon after hours-long standoff. FBI says driver in New Orleans rampage acted alone and was 100% inspired by Islamic State group. Disney announces live-action remake of animated remake of live-action remake of animated remake of live-action remake. Driver in the Las Vegas Cybertruck blast was decorated U.S. Army Green Beret and new father. Vegas bomber gets MAGA kudos after Trump support revealed. Priorities. New Orleans FBI office and police department are chock full of DEI nonsense. Cybertruck bomber's haunting texts to his ex-girlfriend just days before blowing up Tesla outside Trump Hotel. I feel like Batman. U.S. military service is the strongest predictor of carrying out extremist violence. 2 dead and 19 hurt when plane slams into Fullerton warehouse filled with workers. Elon Musk calls for release of Tommy Robinson in post on X. Trump won't confront the climate crisis. He'll feast off it. Cheating hard. Cybertruck bomber's wife broke up with him days before explosion outside Trump Hotel in Vegas. Colorado begins use of psychedelic drugs found in mushrooms for PTSD therapy. Still on the hunt, the FBI shares new details about pipe bombs placed ahead of January 6th. Cybertruck explosion suspect wore Ukrainian neo-Nazi shirt. Cheney gets standing ovation as Biden awards Presidential Citizens Medal. Despite what the liberal media tells you, Joe Biden emboldened terrorist attacks on U.S. soil. January 4, 2025. FBI suspect soldier behind Las Vegas Cybertruck blast suffered from PTSD. Soldier who blew up Tesla at Trump Hotel left note saying blast was to be a wake-up call for U.S. Biden to ban new oil drilling over vast stretch of U.S. Atlantic and Pacific waters. Greenland Prime Minister calls for independence. Reacts to Trump. Greenland not for sale and will never be for sale. Bomb-making materials found at home of New Orleans attacker, officials say. The Pentagon is using AI to vet employees, but only when it passes the mom test. Flamed out. Feds reveal sinister reason why Bourbon Street terror suspect tried to torch Airbnb. COVID vaccines contain cancer virus fragments and mutagenic DNA contamination, says study. Ohio puts police body cam footage behind a paywall. Owner of 2 cats that died after drinking H5N1 recalled milk threatens to sue. The next FCC chair's letter to Disney is a real free speech concern. Judge orders Trump to be sentenced in hush money case on January 10th, but says he won't be incarcerated. Breaking. Rep. Hakeem Jeffries says we will fight hard for the freedom to vote. Apple reaches $95 million settlement over lawsuit accusing Siri of eavesdropping on consumers. Star Wars child star Jake Lloyd, now 35, shares update on his schizophrenia journey in rare interview. Ukrainian neo-Nazi officer upset about Russian soldiers on electric scooters. Cornyn and senators tell ATF director no new policies before Trump. January 5, 2025. Biden notifies U.S. Congress of planned $8 billion arms sales to Israel. Syria, elaborate military tunnel complex linked to Assad's palace. Biden holds final Medal of Freedom ceremony, honoring Robert Kennedy, Bono, and more. Cartoon of Jeff Bezos that his paper censored goes viral. Question of feasibility. Government overreach. Liz Warren's favorite agency just granted itself new powers to regulate checking accounts. U.S. suggests cancer risk warning for alcohol. Surfer rides a monster wave at Mavericks. Will it bring the world record back to California? Trump complains about half-staff flags during his inauguration. Nobody wants to see this. How the Democrats lost the working class. Michigan to clear 400-plus acres of state forest for solar farm to meet clean energy goals. Jurassic footprints are discovered on a dinosaur highway in southern England. Mary's River train bridge in Corvallis collapses and 1 train car falls into river. Jimmy Carter lies in repose at the Carter Center on first night of six-day state funeral. Biden gives Medal of Freedom to Clinton, Soros, and Chef who posed with wannabe Trump assassin. Hong Kong police arrest 31 who used deepfakes to scam victims in Singapore and Malaysia. FBI seizes over 150 pipe bombs in shocking Virginia raid. How Chinese hackers graduated from clumsy corporate thieves to military weapons. January 6, 2025. Truck ramming suspect used wrong device and failed detonation of IED, say officials. Biden honors Kamala Harris with Presidential Medal of Participation. Golden Globes. Hollywood celebrities getting extra armed protection and snipers following New Orleans attack. Monday marks the most stunning comeback in U.S. political history. Shocking Hollywood news. The Golden Globes are fun again. Whoa, Canada. Embattled PM Justin Trudeau to reportedly announce resignation as early as Monday. Turkey's gaming ecosystem emerges as new powerhouse. We're here to blow Starship up. FBI probes bomb threats against SpaceX's Texas facility. RuPaul's Drag Race star The Vivian dies aged 32. The looming danger of Trump's January 6th pardons. Is Elon Musk's alt account Adrian Dittman? Mystery takes strange twist. Scientists say they have finally pinpointed the source of a mysterious powerful radio burst quadrillions of miles away. As Trump rewrites history, victims of the January 6th riot say they feel betrayed. Canadian academic placed on Ukraine state-linked kill list over Nazi tweet. Biden says January 6th reminds us that democracy is never guaranteed. Unemployed office workers are having a harder time finding new jobs. Wide-reaching winter storm will affect millions across several states. January 7, 2025. Trump co-defendants asked Judge Cannon to block release of special counsel report. Democrats to GOP. That's how you certify an election. What could have been? Video shows Kamala Harris forced to relive election loss as fellow Democrats read off every swing state loss. Biden secretly releases 11 al-Qaeda-linked prisoners, including 2 former bodyguards for Osama bin Laden from Guantanamo Bay. Trudeau resigns as Liberal Party leader after growing pressure. Elon Musk's war on international pedophile rings sends world leaders into a total panic. The New World Order is on its deathbed. Nigeria's military gets billions in U.S. aid. On Christmas Day, it bombed its own civilians again. First human bird flu death confirmed in U.S. Trump gets the peaceful transfer of power his supporters violently refused 4 years ago. 2 death row inmates reject Biden's commutations of their life sentences. Historic. Kamala Harris becomes the first woman of color to certify her own election loss before Congress. Dana White joins Meta's board as Zuckerberg aligns closer to Trump's sphere of influence. Ukrainian soldiers go AWOL in France. Earthquake strikes China's Tibet region. 53 dead and dozens injured, reports say. The internet is worse than a brainwashing machine. Dem Rep Barrera ready to meet Republicans at 50-yard line and even 40-yard line since they are in majority. Leftist rush to buy guns over ridiculous concentration camp fears under Trump presidency. January 8, 2025. Hell will break loose. Trump hints at military moves in Mideast and Americas. The final days of Dark Brandon. Federal Bureau of Incompetence. How the Biden FBI let an ISIS acolyte slip right past them. Los Angeles running out of water as 30,000 from Malibu to celebrity enclave Calabasas are ordered to evacuate. Wildfires ground firefighting aircrafts as thousands of homes are scorched. Meta blindsides fact-checkers with plan to cancel program. 7% of Kuwaitis now risk being debanked for not getting fingerprinted as digital ID sweeps the world. Facebook fact checks were never going to save us. They just made liberals feel better. Elon Musk interested in buying Premier League club, his dad reveals. Trump escaped consequences. Now he's running from the truth. Elon Musk is building a framework for global domination. Leave now. 30,000 LA residents and celebs flee from Pacific Palisades fire as responders deploy bulldozer to push aside abandoned cars. Marjorie Taylor Greene to introduce bill that renames Gulf of Mexico the Gulf of America after Trump's remark. 2 men discovered dead in JetBlue plane's landing gear at Fort Lauderdale Airport. Is Zuckerberg kneeling to Trump? It's not so simple. French far-right firebrand Le Pen dies. Trump repeats his call to annex Canada following Trudeau's plan to resign. It's a tougher task than he might imagine. Trump imagines new sphere of U.S. influence stretching from Panama to Greenland. January 9, 2025. Hollywood Hills fire breaks out as deadly wildfires burn out of control across Los Angeles area. Biden cancels Rome trip as Los Angeles fights to contain fires. Gavin Newsom appears on the verge of tears as he is confronted over Trump's claims he caused LA fires. CIA declassified more MKUltra mind control program documents. LA gave more money to cops while cutting fire budgets. Now it's burning. Rapper called Twisted Cheese guilty of posting menacing video about Tommy Robinson. As Los Angeles burns, we're seeing a conflagration of lies and disinformation. Lawrence O'Donnell on Los Angeles wildfires. This is the night my home might burn down. Total devastation. California wildfires turn busy streets into traffic gridlock nightmare as hundreds flee Hollywood Hills. California is literally on fire right now, so of course Biden gave Ukraine more money. Fire hydrants ran dry in Pacific Palisades as a major wildfire raged. OpenAI CEO Sam Altman and family refutes sister's sexual abuse allegations against him in lawsuit. Paris Hilton heartbroken beyond words after watching Malibu home burn down on live TV. Man with machete arrested at U.S. Capitol. Power Rangers actor Hector David Jr. pleads guilty to battery. Gets 45 days behind bars. James Woods gets emotional about losing home in LA wildfire. Deathly silent. LA mayor stares blankly when challenged by a reporter about wildfires. January 10, 2025. Saudi king and crown prince congratulate Joseph Aoun on being elected president of Lebanon. Pizzagate gunman killed by police in North Carolina after traffic stop, authorities say. Henry Winkler slammed for fueling viral LA fire theory. Money to burn. Gay choirs, trans cafes, and social justice art. What Los Angeles spent money on while cutting its fire budget. Arsonist is arrested for lighting LA wildfire raging through celebrity enclave Calabasas, home of the Kardashians, confirming A-list stars' worst fears as death toll rises. Democrat treason confirmed. LA Fire Department supplies were sent to Ukraine over the past 2 years, and they are forced to battle flames with women's handbags as buckets under Gavin Newsom's leadership. Leak Meta rules. Users are free to post "Mexican immigrants are trash" or "trans people are immoral." The Eat the Rich response to the LA wildfires is ugly. Evacuation alert mistakenly sent to nearly 10 million in LA area. TikTok announces plans to shut down in U.S. unless Supreme Court blocks forced sale. Hunter Biden's home destroyed in California wildfire. China-born gene-editing star scientist Zhang Feng recognized with top U.S. prize. The army of God comes out of the shadows. Bush gives Obama a belly tap at Carter funeral. Alec Baldwin sues Rust special prosecutor for malicious prosecution. Civil verdict can't undo trial's trauma. Wait, did Joe Biden just crack a joke about the LA fires? Trump suggests he and Obama like each other and says Putin meeting in the works. January 11, 2025. Tulsa Race Massacre. Barbaric but not prosecutable, DOJ finds. Deep State meltdown. Impeachment villain Weinman panics at Walt's NSC purge plan. More lies. Prophet who predicted assassination attempt on Trump claims mega earthquake is poised to hit U.S. Inside cannabis Willy Wonka flavor factory. Shock video. Lesbian LAFD assistant chief says if she has to carry man out of fire, he got himself in the wrong place. A tale of two justice systems. Only Trump gets convicted of 34 felonies and receives no punishment. Disaster strikes at Snowden pub after trapped customers run out of sausages. Newsom orders investigation into fire water supply after hydrant failures. Slender man stabber to be released 30 years early from mental health facility. Several months after identifying as male. Meta CEO Zuckerberg on Joe Rogan Experience. Biden admin pressured Meta workers to remove factual vaccine info and tried to censor memes. James Woods says his home is still standing after being told it burned down in LA fires. A miracle. Philippines starts Spratly Islands upgrades after months of tension with China. The consensus on Havana syndrome is cracking. Prince Harry and Meghan Markle. Royals to the rescue amid LA wildfires. Ryan wedding drug case. FBI links Canadian truckers to sophisticated organized crime network in Dubai. 11 dead and 12,000 structures destroyed as LA fires pulverize neighborhoods. F-16 transfer in return for RFK Stadium alarms DC National Guard. January 12, 2025. Nation gets preview of Gavin Newsom presidency. Prison break. California utilizing hundreds of inmates to fight ongoing LA fires. Greenland cracks door open to Trump's imperialist dreams. Fired up. Excuses go up in flames. California Dems paved the way for Los Angeles to be consumed by the big one. New York's outlandish plan to grab $75 billion from big oil. LA firestorm update. National Guard deployed to stop looting and assist fire department as Democrat leaders claim to have lost control of emergency alert system. The UK has less than a week of gas left after temperatures plummet. Trump's sentence is a slap in the face to millions of Americans. Locals watched in disbelief, then horror, as flames consumed the Pacific Palisades. Luigi Mangione resurfaces as symbol of anger against California insurers. Maybe a gas station wasn't the best place to be when this cop car mysteriously burst into flames. Why right-wing influencers are blaming the California wildfires on diversity efforts. Biden says the economy I am leaving America is the best in the world, stronger than ever. Two-time Oscar nominee Jimin Honsu says he's still struggling to make a living despite decades of working in Hollywood. Vatican welcomes gay priests. China's new technology achieves unprecedented rare earth production speed. A bond sell-off is rocking the world. You might want to take the other side. January 13, 2025. Remembering Matilda, the last survivor of the transatlantic slave trade. Could we see a Palestinian state during Mahmoud Abbas's 20th year in office thanks to the global coalition? Fired U.S. Center for Safe Sport investigator arrested on new charges. California. Illegal migrant arrested amid arson fears. Subdued with blowtorch near Kenneth Fire in West Hills. In custody on probation violation. Diddy's LA mansion stands untouched as flames ripped through surrounding area. Crime crackdown. District attorney's unmistakable warning for those looting during deadly fires. EU globalist explicitly threatens to cancel German elections if right-wing AfD wins. Insurrectists melt down after Vance says Trump shouldn't pardon violent J6ers. California fires will be one of the worst natural disasters in U.S. history, Gavin Newsom says. Sifting through the ashes. Palisades fire likely started near the remnants of a blaze believed to have been sparked by fireworks on New Year's Eve. California fire victims whose insurance was cut have few legal options. England just banned transgender athletes from women's field hockey. Jake Sullivan claims that America is better off and safer under Biden's administration. How well-intentioned policies fueled Los Angeles' fires. Pope's pick for Washington Archbishop sets stage for conflict with Trump, experts say. Their wealth is in their homes. Their homes are now ash. Trump calls Fetterman impressive after Mar-a-Lago meeting. January 14, 2025. Increasing winds bring potential for explosive fire growth across LA County this week. Jack Smith claims in January 6th report. Trump would have been convicted. Chinese officials reportedly discuss sale of TikTok in U.S. to Elon Musk. Biden says he is leaving the next administration with a very strong hand. As the fires rage, California's governor and a billionaire couple get the blame. CNN freaks out after polls show Americans aren't blaming climate change for California wildfire disaster. Drones delivering drugs direct to prison cells are a threat to national security. Project 2025's plan to dismantle public education and screw over disabled kids. Bipartisan group of Oregon lawmakers fight Biden plan to spend $1.35 billion to kill owls. California's wildfires may also be catastrophic for its insurance market. DHS and FBI issue warning of potential copycat threats following deadly ISIS-inspired New Orleans attack. We've crossed a key threshold for climate change. There's no going back now. China's energy weapon fires thousands of blasts in tests and survives. A wider war has already started in Europe. We might know the source of the Los Angeles County fires, but the media is afraid to say it. LA fire response gives new ammunition to Mayor Karen Bass's arch-rival. Minnesota Republicans protest secret Democrats swearing in and planned boycott. January 15, 2025. India's disappearing camels. How a law to save them is wiping them out. South Korea's impeached President Yoon detained in massive law enforcement effort. Biden lifts Cuba's designation as state sponsor of terrorism. This is how it's done. Republicans rally around Hegseth after crushing Senate hearing. Handled himself magnificently. Chinese drone firm DJI eliminates automatic no-fly zones 1 week before Trump's inauguration. Anti-corruption minister Tulip Siddiq resigns over links to corrupt foreign leader. Biden's Afghanistan withdrawal has been vindicated by history. Classic Kamala. Harris roasted 4-word salad advice to LA fire victims as lame duck VP winds down term. An attempt to discourage bad choices, British pizzeria charges £100 for pineapple. Trump says he will create external revenue service to collect revenue from foreign sources. Justin Baldoni is demanding Disney hold onto documents to support his claim Ryan Reynolds used Nice Pool to bully him. Zelensky wants more weapons before lowering conscription age. Smith considered charging Trump with insurrection. The law wasn't ready. Biden's foreign policy legacy. A mix of failure and crime. Puerto Rico asks Trump for help after Venezuela's Maduro threatens invasion. The liberal media really has nothing to damage Pete Hegseth, and it's funny watching them sweat. The armed homeowners defying the rules of LA's burn zones. January 16, 2025. Biden nods to Trump team in Israel-Hamas ceasefire announcement. Bored by watching tennis on TV? The Australian Open is animating matches with we-like characters. Biden jabs at Trump in farewell address, but pledges peaceful transition. Biden mumbles into the sunset. Declares oligarchy of extreme wealth and power threatens democracy. Takes undue credit for Mideast ceasefire after his State Department admits Trump's critical role. Trump unveils his White House blacklist. Commander in grief. From terrorism to the border, Biden uses his final days to leave behind a minefield of obstacles for Trump. Biden farewell warning. Oligarchy taking shape. Lies told for power. Coup. Top Pentagon official reveals plot to protect people from Trump in wild undercover video. Dems had a chance to expose Pam Bondi, but they allowed her to elude them. Michigan Governor Whitmer seeks compromise with Trump, claims red states aim to undermine auto industry. American influencers would rather China spy on them than the CIA, and they're right. The Supreme Court changed its mind about online porn. Study finds that reliance on AI could harm critical thinking in young people. Some Republicans not sure about letting RFK go wild. Mel Gibson. Emotional homecoming. Tours Malibu home ruins. Most Canadians don't want to be the 51st U.S. state. Americans are a little more open to the idea, polls show. Where does LA's luxury home market go from here? January 17, 2025. Trump's role in Gaza ceasefire fuels Arab-American anger with Biden. Debris from SpaceX rocket's disintegration causes flight disruptions. United Healthcare loses staggering amount of money since CEO Brian Thompson was assassinated. AI kissing apps are taking deepfakes mainstream. Turkish Cyprus condemns U.S. move to designate Greek Cypriot administration eligible for arms sales. Armed LA residents patrol neighborhoods in violation of evacuation orders. David Lynch, Twin Peaks and Mulholland Drive director, dies aged 78. One of the great tragedies of American politics. Biden ends 5 decades in public life. Bill Burr says LA leaders did a good job handling the wildfires. No, they didn't. Bob Uecker, beloved Brewers broadcaster known as Mr. Baseball, passes away at 90. DEA, police imposters from Texas posed in disguises, then tried to rip off major marijuana grow in southern Oregon. 2 men jailed over White Lives Matter and other racist slogans. U.S. TikTok refugees spark global rush of signups to China's Red Note platform. LA evacuees warned against returning to homes due to toxic waste. Biden calls on troops to remember your oath in final remarks to military. Trump's CIA pick couldn't let this opportunity to roast Adam Schiff slip away. Biden won't enforce TikTok ban in hours before Trump is inaugurated. January 18, 2025. Gaza atrocities will haunt Antony Blinken, says former U.S. diplomat. Trump inauguration will move indoors over frigid weather. Meghan and Harry rocked by stunning divorce claim. Protect and disserve. Local police departments refuse to help D.C. police secure Trump's inauguration. Treasury Secretary Yellen's computer among 400 other systems hacked by China. CIA leaker of Israel intel pleads guilty days before Trump takes office. The ceasefire deal makes it obvious. Joe Biden failed. Trump cries corruption after the FBI shuts down its DEI office. TikTok says it will go dark on Sunday unless given definitive assurances. Jake Tapper and CNN found guilty, must pay $5 million for defamation of Navy vet. A planet parade of Venus, Saturn, Jupiter, and Mars shines in the skies this month. Biden commutes sentences of nearly 2,500 nonviolent drug offenders. Tanzania denies deadly virus outbreak amid WHO accusations. Chinese study finds hot pot ingredient can boost battery performance in the cold. Pokemon cards spark chaos and brawls at Costco on video. LAFD whistleblower says DEI nonsense and corruption led to catastrophe when LA fires erupted. BLM activist turned mayor accused of mishandling thousands in tax dollars. January 19, 2025. Ceasefire to end the 15-month-old Israeli genocide in Gaza starts at 8:30. Houthis say they'll halt Israel and Red Sea attacks if truce comes into force. Musk moves to make his own Mar-a-Lago near BFF Trump in D.C. Police roadblocks. Police blame blue states' key policy for why they are unable to assist with inauguration security. Biden staffers lift the lid on how they hit president's cognitive decline as 82-year-old is accused of an unforgivable lapse. U.S. Treasury to take extraordinary measures after Trump inauguration. Washington's TikTok ban hypocrisy. Internet censorship is good, now. Influencer who drugged baby for donations and followers charged with torture. Time's up. TikTok goes dark for 170 million U.S. users as app counts on Trump to work on solution. The National Archives needs help transcribing 300 million records because reading cursive is now a superpower. Iranian judiciary. 2. Supreme Court judges fatally shot before suspect turns gun on himself. Son stole $370,000 from influential Oregon lobbyist whose bizarre poisoning remains unsolved. Ukraine arrests top bank official on suspicion of aiding Russian military. Zombie abortion pill case lurches into the Trump admin. Trump triggers a crisis in Denmark and Europe. Elon Musk has Donald Trump's ear and a newfound interest in Canada. How much should we worry? TikTok banned. Wildly addictive app goes dark as fans mourn. January 20th, 2025. Trump gets real weird at last rally before his inauguration. Trump promises up to 200 executive orders on day one and issues ominous warning to migrants in fired-up speech to rock a star-studded pre-inauguration rally in D.C. Weirdo Zelensky begged for inauguration invite, says Trump Jr. Trump inauguration officials' phony charity allegedly pocketed East Palestine train disaster funds. Red flag fire weather warnings expected to return Monday for SoCal. From brown shirts to billionaires, the second Trump inauguration. Trump is the second president to make this kind of comeback. History suggests it may be short-lived. Pulling the plug. Trump to suspend security clearances of 51 intelligence officials who falsely implied Hunter Biden laptop was Russian fake. The Federal Reserve just left a global climate coalition of central banks. Local meteorologists could face layoffs amid new initiative with the Weather Channel. Pelosi's daughter slams Jill Biden and tells the First Lady to worry about her husband's legacy. Solar boom in Oregon could reshape rural landscapes and agriculture. Why Trump supporters see sunshine in Trump's dark and foreboding speeches. Hamas frees hostages and Israel releases Palestinian prisoners on day one of ceasefire. Trump meme coin crashes after Melania launches her own. Donald Trump pulls out Trump dance during victory rally. Sing it, village people. Vivek Ramaswamy is out at Doge. January 21st, 2025. Trump returns to power after unprecedented comeback. Buckeyes win another college football championship. Trump plans to enact 25% tariffs on Mexico and Canada by February 1st. The day Musk and Vance became our only guardrails on Trump. CNN host says Democrats tell her Biden family pardons will make it harder to criticize Trump pardons. Trump bursts into Oval Office to find surprise from Biden as he pardons all January 6th rioters and declares Mexican drug cartels terrorists in first White House press conference. Trump sworn in for second term, vowing sweeping change. Trump says Nancy Pelosi deliberately blocked National Guard on January 6th and orchestrated deep state trap. Doge got sued 3 times while Elon Musk watched the Trump inauguration. Trump's speech promised to wave magic wand to fix America's problems. Donald Trump sworn in as 47th president. Kamala Harris flies home to California with first all-female U.S. Air Force crew of C-32. Marco Rubio unanimously confirmed as Secretary of State. World War II veteran whose home was destroyed in Palisades fire turns 104. I'm still in shock. U.S. shuts down Biden-era app that helped Mexican migrants. Republican leaders once thought January 6th was tragic. Elon Musk's crowd salute draws ugly comparisons after inauguration. January 22nd, 2025. ADL faces backlash for defending Elon Musk's raised arm gesture. Trump pushes to make U.S. an AI superpower, with fewer guardrails. Raskin suggests Trump pardon J6 defendants to be reserve army of political foot soldiers. Fallen January 6th cop story gets shameful coda thanks to Trump. Trump obliterates DEI with scathing order to cancel all federal diversity programs and reveals deadlines to place every employee on leave as he warns of adverse consequences. At least 76 killed as major fire engulfs ski resort hotel in Bolu. The Dems keep pushing civil war. The striking message behind Melania Trump's hat. Family over country. Joe Biden's corrupt last act as president proved his family hustle always superseded the truth, the law, and the country. Trump administration will allow migrant arrests at churches and schools. That giant necklace Ketanji Brown Jackson wore to the inauguration is designed to ward off evil spirits. Episcopal bishop asks Trump to have mercy on LGBTQ youth and illegal aliens at national prayer service. Zelensky says U.S. doesn't care about EU. Under cover of shock and awe, Trump takes real steps to hobble government. Trump pardons Silk Road founder Ross Ulbricht. Elon Musk responds to backlash after his odd-looking salute at Donald Trump's inauguration. As Trump defends January 6th pardons, experts warn clemency fuels extremism threat. January 23, 2025. New U.S. Hughes wildfire rips through mountains north of Los Angeles. Crown Prince to Trump. Saudi Arabia seeks to push U.S. investments to $600 billion during second term. Freed Israeli hostages say Hamas used UN facilities to hide them. U.S. border agents told to summarily deport migrants without asylum hearings. Meteorologist who called out Musk's Nazi salute shown door. Davos in despair. WEF attendee admits Trump won and globalism lost. UK issues warning to Putin over Russian spy ship spotted near British waters. 71-year-old January 6th convict rejects pardon, says Trump is trying to rewrite history. Federal workers told to inform on colleagues trying to evade DEI crackdown. Federal health agencies told to halt all external communications. Trump bans pride flags and BLM flags at U.S. embassies. Only the USA flag is authorized to be flown. Sean Diddy Combs files $50 million defamation lawsuit against accuser for exposing alleged sex tapes with celebrities. Chinese scientist to chair International Nuclear Standards Committee. Trump's second term might have already peaked. Trump suggests it was a mistake Biden didn't pardon himself. President Trump. China doesn't need TikTok to spy on us. They make our phones. Trump shuts off access to asylum, plans to send 10,000 troops to border. January 24, 2025. Trump signs order to declassify JFK, MLK, and RFK assassination files. United Nations confirms U.S. will leave World Health Organization in 2026. A federal judge temporarily blocks Trump's executive order redefining birthright citizenship. Department of Education rolls back DEI initiatives. President Donald Trump pardons over 20 pro-life activists targeted by Biden DOJ. They should not have been prosecuted. Most pro-life president ever says, "Great honor to sign this." Pete Hegseth told Elizabeth Warren he paid $50,000 to accuse her. Lauren Boebert tries to evict a guy from ladies' room in Capitol. Lawmakers asked January 6th star witness Cassidy Hutchinson forced sexual favors, bombshell report claims. Bench press. Blue state judge specializing in immigration law resigns after FBI raids office. John Bolton awoken at midnight as federal protective detail removed by Trump. Trump officials move to quickly expel migrants Biden allowed in temporarily. National Institutes of Health cancels scientific meetings after Trump directives. The real goal of Trump's emails ordering federal employees to narc on DEI sympathizers. January 6th judges utter primal scream over Trump pardons. America is divided. It makes for tremendous content. Swaths of U.S. government grind to a halt after Trump shock therapy. House Republican introduces resolution to allow Trump to seek third term. January 25, 2025. Pete Hegseth confirmed as next defense secretary in extremely narrow Senate vote. What Jennifer Aniston says about Obama affair rumors. Trying to digest everything. Federal employee really upset that Trump's executive orders are making her work harder. With NIH in chaos, scientists fear Trump will hamstring critical medical research. Trump wonders what happened to bruised Dem Senator Adam Schiff. Looks like he got hit with a baseball bat. Trump lands in LA to visit fire zone as region braces for weekend rain. Southport child killer will face lifetime of hell as prime target for attacks. Donald Trump's new tower of grift. 2 DOJ officials who investigated Trump reassigned to immigration crackdown. Mexico refuses to accept U.S. deportation flight as Trump's immigration overhaul gets into full swing. It's go time. White House deploys heavily armed Marines to help at U.S.-Mexico border. U.S. put virtually all foreign aid on 90-day hold and issues stop work order. 2020 election victory was stolen from Trump, says Putin. China's Sichuan University overtakes Stanford, MIT, and Oxford in science research. 2,400 kilometers of Iran's coast fortified with network of hardened underground bases. Trump administration shuts down all aid to Ukraine. Why Donald Trump is racing so fast to remake America. January 26, 2025. Hamas frees 4 Israeli hostages then swap for 200 Palestinian prisoners. Pete Hegseth says all women in the military are now nurses and have to wear those hot matching outfits like in World War II. Stocks are jumping on earnings wins by the most since 2018. Trump effect. Palisades residents visit homes for first time since fire after president's visit. Trump wiped January 6th convicts records clean. Now his DOJ is wiping evidence of rioters' crimes from the internet. Trump fires government watchdogs in illegal midnight massacre. Bill Gates' autism bombshell and how breakthrough Christmas dinner with Trump shaped their plans for the world. China's DeepSeek bombshell rocks Trump's $500 billion AI boondoggle. Trump's pardons have created a monster he can't control. Cracking down. Trump ramps up dramatic daybreak immigration raids in sanctuary city LA. Trump's moves to upend federal bureaucracy touch off fear and confusion. Leftist political scientist compares J.D. Vance to Nazis for wanting more babies. The FDA pulls key DEI initiative for cancer studies from its website. Trump, at zenith of power, moves quickly to take over Washington. Marilyn Manson won't be charged with sexual assault. Gavin Newsom doesn't want you to know about this disastrous emergency services decision. Trump tries to forge golden age economy of self-reliance and defiance. January 27, 2025. Syria Monitor says 35 people summarily executed in 3 days. More winning. Colombia agrees to Trump's terms on taking back illegal aliens. U.S. pauses sanctions and tariffs. Senate Dems ready formal resolutions to condemn Trump's January 6th pardons. Bill Gates rips Musk for his right-wing pivot and saying shit. Taylor Swift plants a kiss on Travis Kelce as they celebrate Chiefs' Super Bowl spot, and now they're one win away from historic three-peat. Grotesque wife jailed for abusing husband night after night during 19-year marriage. Elon Musk tells extremist AfD party rally that Germans need to move on from past guilt. The intense nihilism at the center of Trump's troubling new meme coin venture. Air Force says it will teach video on first black pilots after DEI review. Migrants are scheduling emergency C-sections to try to get ahead of Trump's order revoking birthright citizenship. Rain gives LA wildfire relief, but officials warn of mudslides and toxic ash. Florida Democrat Party treasurer arrested on child porn charges following undercover sting operation. Pope warns of scrolling brain rot. China's Antarctic mission gets helping paw from robot dog. Immigration raids in Chicago begin days after border czar claimed officials were reconsidering. White House hails capturing top illegal immigrant criminals, and it's monumental. Hegseth sets out to eradicate DEI from Pentagon, no exceptions. January 28, 2025. Neil Gaiman, facing multiple allegations of sexual abuse, is dropped by Dark Horse Comics. Trump signs executive order to ban transgender troops from service. Trump asks Mike Johnson if he'll allow Prez the third term. Marathon Man. Trump takes more questions in first few hours than Biden did entire first week. CNN anchor Jim Acosta leaving embattled network after Trump nemesis was demoted to graveyard shift. President Trump reinstates 8,000-plus service members fired from military for refusing COVID jab with full back pay. FBI's warrantless search ruled unconstitutional in a blow to government spying. Just Stop Oil activists shut down West End show starring Sigourney Weaver. MAGA World is crowing at Colombia's capitulations to Trump's bullying tactics. White House orders pause in all federal grants and loans. More than a dozen of Jack Smith's officials fired by DOJ. Texas Border Patrol agents exchange gunfire with suspected cartel members. Ukrainian spies deny boss warned country could collapse. Trump reports to fire IGs en masse in Friday night purge. Bessent makes history at Treasury as highest-ranking LGBTQ official. LA wildfires claim iconic Pacific Palisades TV and movie filming locations. Colombian leaders embarrassed by President Petro after backing down from Trump threats. January 29, 2025. Microsoft probing if DeepSeek-linked group improperly obtained OpenAI data. ICE descends on San Diego border crossing with mile-long line of vehicles for biggest illegal immigrant grab in recent history. Judge puts Trump funding freeze on ICE. Dems wake up. A 5-alarm effing fire. Blockbuster showdown coming. Trump intends to withdraw U.S. troops from Syria, says Israeli media. Shock. Captain America actor says superhero shouldn't represent America. Beaches closed from Malibu to play Del Rey because of debris runoff. Doomsday clock moves 1 second closer to midnight in latest Armageddon prediction. Satellite picture shows China's huge nuclear weapons research center. Trump admin halts $50 million earmarked by Biden for condoms in Gaza. Trump invites nearly all federal workers to quit now, get paid through September. Elementary school principal arrested after hosting party and providing alcohol to over 100 juveniles. Why Bill Gates is telling all about his life before his billions, from trying LSD to being put in therapy by his parents. More than 7 killed in stampede at India's Mahakumbh festival, official says. Biden team spent aid budget like drunken sailors, says White House. Pierre Poilievre will no longer receive security briefing from top spy agency. Trump blocks federal support for gender-affirming care for youth. Hegseth removing Milley's security detail and clearance. January 30th, 2025. El-Sisi says Egypt cannot take part in forced displacement of Gazans. Former New Jersey Senator Bob Menendez sentenced to 11 years in prison. FAA chief quit on January 20th after Elon Musk told him to resign. Painting the country red. Chinese Communist Party quietly operates shadow justice system in U.S. cities. American Airlines plane with 64 on board is split in half in mid-air collision with Black Hawk helicopter on training flight over Washington, D.C. Fireball erupts as wreckage plunges into Potomac River, sparking desperate rescue operation. The hostages show. Why Hamas is turning their release into a spectacle. Do you support these onesies? Unhinged Bernie screams at RFK Jr. over anti-vax baby clothes. Woman in court for aggressively farting at her boyfriend's ex. Fear is the goal. Trump directs agencies to prepare Guantanamo Bay for migrant housing. Texas authorities are investigating this man who used his 3-month-old to wipe snow off of his car. Meta will pay $25 million to Trump in suspended accounts settlement. Man in custody after firing shots and barricading self inside tramway bus in Old Town, police say. U.S. government gets special AI. Cyber attack on DeepSeek started in U.S., says Chinese state media. Trump's DOJ moves to drop case against Mar-a-Lago records cronies. Man at center of biggest shoppers drug mart takedown ever handed conditional sentence and likely won't serve jail time. January 31st, 2025. As scams soar, Singapore decides to protect victims from themselves. Teen figure skaters and their coaches, group of hunters and students among victims of air crash. U.S. probing if DeepSeek got NVIDIA chips from firms in Singapore. No survivors in deadly mid-air collision over D.C.'s Potomac River. Trump admin trashes DEI, then orders DEI for trad wives. Tulsi Gabbard refused to back down on Edward Snowden. It could tank her nomination. UFC fighter says Adolf Hitler was a good guy in shameful rant. Kash Patel suddenly can't seem to remember his long record of extremism. Following deadly plane crash, Trump blames Democrats and DEI without evidence. 2 black boxes recovered from crashed jet to be sent to NTSB for analysis. Washington mom says teacher gave son assignment to email lawmakers to oppose bill that would ban mail-in voting. Pentagon staff still using DeepSeek, says Bloomberg. OPM's top lawyer is raging misogynist with plans to break the civil service. Emilia Perez star Carla Sofia Gaskin faces backlash over offensive tweets. Trump warns Canada and Mexico tariffs are coming on Saturday. Soulja Boy says he's suing Bad Baby for $10 million after Alabama barker claim. Fear and confusion seize Canada's business community as Trump doubles down on tariff threat.